Hi, welcome. This is my second question on bearing. Okay, so we are told what is the bearing of D from C and C from D. In my diagram, I've gotten the point C and D. And also, there's a clear indication of the north pole in C and the north pole in what? Point D. And also, we are provided a little information that the angle at this point is what? 70 degrees. And 70 degrees is not a three-digit bearing. And 70 degrees is not a bearing because it is not three figures. This one is measured from what? An anti-clockwise direction. Remember, bearing is basically measured in a clockwise direction. So for the first question, we are told to find the bearing of D from C. Let's take this point D. Point D. This is point D, but the angle we'll be requiring should be in the north pole of point C. Since it is a clockwise movement from the what? North pole. So the angle required is this angle here, represented as what? Theta. Just like we did in the previous examples, we are going to be using the rules in angles of parallel lines. So when I decide to extend this particular line to be in this, you observe that the angle at this point here is 70 degrees is also corresponding to the angle formed at this part of the north pole of C, which is also 70 degrees because they are corresponding angles. So if this is 70 degrees, observe that this is also a straight line. And all the angles that lies on a straight line is 180 degrees. Remember, our goal is just to find the theta. So if theta plus 70 degrees should be 180 degrees because this is angle on a line. So if that's the case, you can see that theta is equals to 180 degrees minus 70 degrees. And theta is equal to 110 degrees. So the bearing of D from C is 110 degrees. And the bearing of point of C from D, please let's underline from D. That means the angle should be in the north pole of D. So for us to do that, you just take your pen, make an angle from this till you get to the path traveled from C and D. And that becomes your angle, theta. Okay, for you to get this angle, recall that the sum of angles at a point sums up to be 360 degrees. And here, we have been given the prior information that the angle in this particular region is 70 degrees. So for us to get the angle theta, we are going to do the angle at a point 360 degrees, take away the 70 degrees, take away 70 degrees. And 360 take away 70 degrees is 290 degrees. So the bearing of C from D is 290 degrees. That is all the angle formed through this path. And that's so exciting. Bye-bye.